Because Monday's the 6th, Friday the 3rd. Yep, that's not, when you said that, oh, so 3 to 7. Yeah, good.
Kia ora everybody. Right, we'll continue with our 603 hui. Open meeting today, our karakia tonight. And I'm going to forget, it's great that we're back face-to-face meetings. But a reminder that Omicron is still very active in our community. We want to protect the most vulnerable people in our community, including our tamariki and our kuia and kaumātua. We highly recommend that everyone wears their mask throughout the meeting. If you have a mask exemption or need to remove the mask for any reason, we request careful social distancing of 2 metres. We also encourage the use of hand sanitizer at the door. Health and safety briefing. The emergency exits for the town hall are clearly indicated. If you need to evacuate the building, use any of the emergency exits and head towards Texas Street and assemble in the playground area. Please remain at the assembly area until the building has been confirmed. Recording the meeting. Steady. Under the red traffic light setting, this meeting has been held both in person and using audio video technology. All members participating via audio video conference will count for the purpose of the meeting quorum in accordance with the clause 25B of Schedule 7 to the Local Government Act 2002. The meeting is being live streamed to Council's YouTube channel. The meeting will also be recorded and subject to the recording being of suitable quality will be made available on Council's YouTube channel via a link on Council's website. Extraordinary business. We have an application for financial assistance that will be added to the agenda. Follow item 6.1 minutes for confirmation. This application has not been included in the agenda as it was received late and cannot be delayed as the event has been held prior to the next scheduled meeting. Do I have a mover to add the application for financial assistance report to the agenda? Thank you, Garrett. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Alex. All those in favour, please raise your hand to receive the report. Right. All those against, please raise your hand. The motion is carried. Does anyone have any other extraordinary business to add that needs to be added to the agenda? Oh, okay. There are apologies. I move that the apologies from Tony Kerr. Any other apologies?
There was Phyllis.
Oh, yeah.
Jeppy.
And Judy, and Herwini.
Okay. Okay, do I have anyone else? Anyone else? Do I have a seconder? Oh, all those in favour, please raise your hand.
Aye.
All those against, please raise your hand. The motion is carried. Conflicts of interest? Are there any conflicts of interest to declare?
Yeah.
What is your conflict?
Matariki, that new one.
Yes, application.
The grant.
To go in the.
Halfway. Good. Yes. Does anyone have any acknowledgements or tributes they would like to make? There's a few of them who have passed away.
Yeah, Tony, so Rose, Kawana, Australia, Sunday,
Did Tane
Walker.
We've got
the boy Kratiana,
yeah, not Ottawa.
Warren Circle.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so Tane Gimel and
Tony Walker Kimmel.
Hmm.
And Rose Kawana, that's Mike's sister.
And then the Kratiana,
Kratiana,
Ottawa whānau,
So I Tiana and
not Ottawa, in
not Ottawa.
whānau.
Yes.
what was his name?
That's Hazel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name. Lasaya, something like that.
Oh, so very, very sad.
Yes.
Can't wait. Public participation. There is no public participation tonight. There are actions. Blah, 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 blah. So minutes for confirmation. Are there any corrections needed to the Māori Standing Committee meeting of 29th of March? No. Do I have a mover that the minutes of the Māori Standing Committee meeting held on the 29th of March 22 are true and correct record? Thank you, Violet. Violet seconded. Eric, all those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
All those against, please say no. The motion is carried. So we're not on the screen now, are we? Extraordinary items, the application for financial assistance. We will now move on to the application for financial assistance. Do I have a mover to receive the application for financial assistance report? Sunday.
Got it.
We need to have it added to the agenda, so now you'll need to receive it.
Okay, now we need to receive it. Do I have a mover, please? Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Kia ora, Garrick. All those in favour, please say aye. All those against, please say no. The motion is carried. So, little discussion. How does everyone feel about that application for funding for a Matariki event? And just be mindful that we did approve funding to Greytown Rōpū Tīmata to do their Waitani event, which got stopped because of COVID. And then had a discussion with them, and they wanted to move it to a Matariki event that they would. So I said that was absolutely fine. So we're already supporting a Greytown Matariki event by Hawaii Whānau, and this would be a featherston group that have come together and they want to do an event and involve Kuhinui and do that. Have a look at this.
Because they're going to do the dark skies thing at night, so it's an overnight one. So they do the dark skies and that kind of stuff, and then do a dawn ceremony. Yeah.
Question, yeah, Pata?
I'm all in favour of this, but I understand, and haven't got a grip with the amount of funding coming from central government on any Matariki event. So could it be, if we're going to make a decision, could we make it subject to alternative funding within a tight time frame, so we can reach out and go, will you fund this? Because I understand there are millions of dollars being put into Matariki events around the country from central government, because it's the first year of the annual public holiday.
Yeah. The only thing is, I haven't seen anything land in front of me around that.
No, but that's why I'm frustrated. Yeah.
How do you get to it?
Oh, I just had a quick Google, and Te Arawhiti, which is quite interesting, we were talking about Te Arawhiti before, had closed their applications for Matariki this year already.
Oh, really?
Well, we
Well, how long was it open?
didn't even get a look at it.
You can't see the facial expression.
I remember that.
Yeah. That was a quick. You
They
had a quick.
opened on the 1st of March and closed on the 29th of March.
Well,
Whoa.
oh,
That explains it.
yeah,
Could we?
Yeah, we committed
Yeah.
only made
Yeah.
once and that.
yes, exactly.
So if that's going to be the standard, maybe if we can find out if that's going to be the standard, so we can better prepare our communities to
Yeah,
Yeah.
go early.
afford for it in the future, maybe.
Yeah.
There's also the grants. There is a balance left over in the grants. I don't want to hack everything out of Māori Standing Committee, but there's still money left in the council community grants funding. Whether or not we could do it through there instead, given that there are lots of different Matariki events that should be coming to the fore. What do you think? You think we should again do it subject to whether or not we can fund it, because we've got a council meeting soon. So we can actually get
Next
those
week.
through
Right, and
next week.
is it a greater amount that he could apply for, that they could apply for?
Potentially. Well, I don't know, Amanda, what.
But is there quite a bit of competition for that though?
It's usually in large amounts that we can't fund.
Yeah, but the community grants, like, so this 900, it may fit under,
I think there are 1,000.
Yeah, in my mind, I think there's about $8,000 or $9,000 left.
so there's enough to do this 1,000 or 900.
But also, I've just been mindful that, that this is a Māori event run by community, Hapori Māori.
Yeah.
We are the Māori Standing Committee. These are the things that we set out to support. And
I'm saying it might be, if there's another vehicle, it saves you money for other, you're still supporting it, but we just fund it through a different vehicle and leaves you more money.
I think we should approve it and
I think we need to spend money.
You're cool, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, this fund isn't so challenged, so we don't have a lot of applications pouring in at us, and that fund is quite, has a lot of applicants.
Cool.
It's not just much.
Cool.
So, How do we feel, Whānau, that, vote? Karen, have you got some kōrero to add?
No, I think it fits well with our funding. I think we should support it.
Ka pai.
Do you want to move it, Karen?
Was it?
Karen wants to move it.
Oh, would you like to move it, Karen?
Yes, I'll move it.
Thank you very much. Grant funds for the Fiddleston Matariki event, for contribute to the Matariki events.
And I'll
Thank you,
second it.
Karen, and Alex is second.
Yeah.
All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
All those against, please say oh. The motion is carried. And there's no chairperson report.
It could be a sharp meeting.
Should be a sharp meeting. So action items report, 8.1, what page is that on? So officers report, no action. Yep,
Then I actually read this.
where did it start? Is it page 31?
Pages 4 to 6, it says there.
Wait,
We have no actions.
No,
There are none.
Oh, no, it's below, like.
Oh, is it?
Parts.
there's a little small,
Sorry.
two have been pulled out.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
Action items.
oh, right.
no worries.
Yeah.
You know, it says appendix and then there's nothing in there, so.
Eventually,
I was always quite keen to like, action items report, down, because it used to be pages.
Yeah, yeah,
And now we're down to just a little bit.
good.
I feel like, we better raise some action. Okay, so holding a So an update for the strategy wānanga, we're now going to the proposed date of the 18th of June. We've got a little bit of a plan of attack. We need to find us a facilitator and some speakers, but I'll keep working with Amanda and Caitlin to pull that together. Hapawai marae in response to a letter received from the wife. That we will, after we've had our noho, and we've actually got framework that we want to look at, direction, then we'll actually call all of the marae trustees together.
Yeah, and virtual.
Yes, let's go to all the marae and have a chat.
Yeah,
Yes,
Good idea.
good idea.
Cold.
You mean move this committee to the marae?
Yeah, we'll just go to Kawariki, do our kōrero there, Papua, Puhanui.
Yeah.
We'll go to Featherston, go down to Waitangi.
and we can,
That's a great idea.
and we can, that can be where the,
Should we make that an action, or do you add it in here somewhere or other, or?
That's up to you. I can add it to something that's open, or if you wanted to make that a clear action, then that's fine as well.
Should we make it a new action?
Yeah.
Yeah, new action. And that is.
Yes, for the new action.
You want something?
You just want to spread
That's a new action.
It's not there anymore.
So post our wānanga, we're going to report back to each marae on the direction of Māori
On
Standing.
Māori Standing Committee.
Yep.
And feedback,
Yeah.
choice.
Thanks, Andrew, that's a great idea. Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, these are all up for discussion at our level, isn't it? Financial assistance report, no action required, approve granting firewood, it's done, it's done. We're going to review all our grants anyway. Just post them pre-normal. So where are we up to with terms of reference?
Yeah.
And we might as well add on our job description, our JD. Oh, it's up to being translated, isn't it?
Yeah, do you want to update on the role? So the draft has been through a few iterations and it's with Hedawini at the moment being translated. He hasn't been well, so it's gone on a little bit of slow mode for a little bit, but he's been letting me know where he's at. So as soon as and he's also going to do the ad, so he's going to write the ad from Te Reo, so using a tikanga approach. So he's going to go, rather than starting with English and then going back, we'll start with Te Reo and go English.
Yes.
And then we've got, I let you guys know how it will be advertised, so using our normal kind of channels plus the marae channels plus Kumurawai, which is a Māori workforce kind of advertising platform for jobs. And we'll probably have it open for 4 weeks. We need to decide who's going to be on the recruitment panel. Obviously, council is the employer, but it would be great to have a rep from the Māori Standing Committee on the recruitment panel. So probably myself and Harry and one of the Māori Standing Committee. So that's that process. And the terms of reference, so I thought, so we've also got the annual plan. So this is the other thing I was thinking about how the terms of reference and the annual plan fit together. It's just coming off the top of my head, probably not appropriate, but you know, thinking about the terms of reference at the 1 a day would be a really good time to have a deep dive on the terms of reference. But the other opportunity you have is the annual plan.
I do want to put a submission in on behalf of the Māori Standing Committee to the annual plan, and basically it's the other 4 items that were on our long-term plan.
Yeah.
I just see they've just come to a stop, so I'd like to put those back up to the foreground again.
Yeah, to just get a time frame on them, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're still there, aren't they?
That's right, yeah, they're in the long-term plan, but they kind of addressed, but then not moved. So,
Which ones are those?
well, things like our UPA being known, just like, you know, it was the idea that they were going to, council would look at the costings to do those extra 3 UPA. And if it was within a budget that would be done.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned in the long-term plan, but it was going to be done through amenities as opposed to it being in the long-term plan. Just that little part one, I think.
Okay.
Have a chat with Bryce, we'll have a chat with Bryce.
Right.
We could look at that. Oh, the Māori Standing, but things not to do now, so that's after the annual plan.
So
I'd be happy to have a conversation with you.
official and the one, which was the 3 little part, so it was Koinui, it was the one
Papawai.
outside, it's Papawai and
Karen's one, which,
Whakatomotomo.
yeah, Papua,
Whakatomotomo.
yeah, so just want to progress those along, just to see if we can
Mhm.
those to happen. You know, back to where I was up to. Terms of reference. So, how away is our terms of reference? Like, what are you?
We've got current terms of reference, is my understanding.
Yeah, didn't we review them though? And then we were,
Was council going to sign up on those or?
We've already signed off on them. It's up to you to adopt. It's up to us to adopt Māori Standing Committee ones.
oh, was there a couple of things pending or something? Oh, there's something the Papua had raised, I think. Anyway, we need an update on that because it
I'll
was.
go back, can we make that an action to look at where it got to, because I thought
Yes,
maybe
please.
it stopped at apologies.
Yeah, we need to tidy that end off, one and underway. Yep.
Even though they're also, in terms of reference, are also on the proposed program for the 18th of June novel, but so it'll be really good context.
Yeah. Even if you adopt them, you can change them, alter them. It's a living document if you feel there's something in there you don't like. Yeah, so
Okay, what else?
not ideal.
Did it? Just have to.
Or the action items, yeah, and then there's the income and
I just need to
expenditure.
receive do I have a move to receive the actions item report? Violet, do I have a seconded? Got it, Andrea. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
All those against, please say poll. The motion is carried. Are there any other updates to the open action items? No, all right, hey. We've done a few updates, we've added a few more, nice. Income and expenditure report.
Yeah.
Do I have a move to receive the income and expenditure statement for the period ending 31st of March 2022? Kia ora, Violet. Do I have a seconder? All those in favour, please please say aye.
Aye.
All those against. Oh, the motion is carried. So, is there anything on here? I mean, I know this is all going to be reviewed at our normal. Oh, sorry, it's going to be one of the ones that we do pre the normal because it's a time. What do you think that anyone wants to raise around this?
So for the proposal, you know, the grant for the Matariki grant from Warren Maxwell,
Yes.
where will fund that out of Awhina here?
Oh, yeah, let's call that total, by the way.
That's total, that needs to be changed.
Yeah.
So it will come out of that?
Yeah, it'll come out of that. It's support.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, it could equally come out of Te Taio, couldn't it? It's a bit of
Yeah.
environment.
Te Taio, yeah.
Do you think it sits better under Te Taio?
Yeah. for-
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
It's to come out of Te Taio. Okay.
I've got one that we don't lose sight of, but I remember in 1920,
You remember?
there was, yeah.
it was in a state thing, wasn't it?
There was criticism came that we, to council, that we didn't support the kapahaka, Wairarapa kapahaka. So I don't know whether there's any timings on that we don't forget about that when it comes up, that we do, are seen to be supporting it.
The Wairarapa kapahaka, what do you mean?
The festival, or, you know, they have up in Masterton, where they start to do the finalists for Te Matatini.
Te Matati. So what the Māori Standing Committee do, we have, it's in our long-term plan, well, it's in
Yeah, I
the
can
next
see
3
it.
years. So we do $1,500 towards Rangi Ura, who are our Wairarapa representatives.
Yeah.
We only had one.
Yeah.
I just, as long as we don't forget it, because one year it was forgotten. It was more just raising a flag. Yeah. I don't know when it's due next or when it.
No, it's done every year, and
Yep.
and every year they submit their plan for the year and
Cool.
what they'd like to use the funding on.
Good.
So, no, I'll keep a track on that one.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're only, our only kabaka.
The first year it paid for the uniforms for the boys. What's the piece that goes in front, the woven?
Maro.
Oh, they paid for those, and then the second year was actually their preparation and training towards the Matatini.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have.
So, no, I think we, you know, when
Support regularly.
yeah, we do support regularly, and considering what some others, they don't support as much, you know, they
Yeah.
give as much as us. So, but it was actually locked in for 3 years for a triennium. So it will be for review by this Māori Standing Committee up to 2022 election. Okay, Hapai.
right,
Very much to
eco reef.
Eco Reef, Cape Palliser. What page is this? Make the page one. Is it the first one? 12. Page 12.
P3.
Oh, yeah. Does everybody know about the Eco Reefs?
Yeah, they came and presented.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So I see that they're in place. They had 3 locations and they ended up down to 2 locations.
We're down to one at the moment.
Now they're down to 1, are they?
Just on the ability to install with COVID and staff and bosses and everything. I went out there last weekend to view them. When we had when the road scoured out. And solid, there was some scouring of some of the fill I counted about 7 had been empty. So there's a bit of ongoing maintenance, but it's intact. And when there's destruction on either side of it, the reef is doing well. So it's doing its job so far. It's some pretty heavy swells.
Did you say it's been emptied out? Do you mean like the seed coming in?
It's actually, so you've got your pods.
Yeah.
That actually have sucked out the fill on the odd ones along the way, just the wave action.
It would have come out from underneath it, so it's just sinking down.
Possibly, or just because the way it is, it's dug in, it can't come from underneath it, it can come in through one of the shelf ones. But anyway, it's working really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did have that cyclone, didn't we?
Cycling, yeah, it didn't really affect the swell as much. This last 2 weeks ago was really rough, where it was really rough.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, we should be encouraging that because there's so much onshore that you don't want to erode it. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, you know.
But I'm quite pleased with the reporting of this, and you know, because just all the context with Heritage New Zealand, you know, you've got close contacts with Christine Barnett, she's amazing, and
Yeah,
you know, there's a good list of people that have been contacted and are part of the whole project, so it's really good reporting. I feel like it's really good. So we're gonna receive the report. Oh, sorry. I look left, right, up.
I have a question. What are the learnings achieved by all involved that is mentioned here around installation? Do we have that detail? On page 13, just above the first image, it talks about learnings around the installation of them. I'm just interested to know what that might mean?
I see. You meaning like what the processes and things like that? Well, I should talk that way. Sorry. Is that right, Karen?
Yeah, I just want to know what have they learned around the progress around smooth installation? So
Installation. Right.
We can add that to the action list to come back to the next meeting or send you guys some information.
yeah,
Good.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because I was wondering around the reprogram to commence in October 2022, the effects of COVID and what was that reworked timeframe or schedule as well? If we can get that as well, that would be good.
Okay.
Oh, yes, so what are they going to start from October 2022?
That would be the second installation of the 3 that were originally
So
planned.
we could have a schedule.
I think
Yeah.
Tipping has all the information, but he's.
Oh, yeah, well, no, it's verbal. So yes, we probably need an update from Stefan on how that's.
He's been involved. as
Yeah.
well, so, yeah.
Get that as an action too.
Yeah, we should be able to find that out for you.
So do I have a move to receive the Eco-Ref Cape Palliser Road report? So the seconder, Andrea, all those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
All those against, please say hold. The motion is carried. Officers report. Yeah. Page 31. I've just got a quick one, Ty. I don't think, Alex, you might be able to answer it. On page 36 there, the site for the new dog pound. We have had our discussion in our hui with Russell and who was the other person, Karen?
Rick.
Was it Rick? Rick.
Me.
So initially, when this proposal came up to put it behind the sheds, the complex is starting 50 metres back from the fence. Is that 50 metres now? Because it looks like it's creeped forward.
I'm not aware, well, this is an operational one decision, so we're not involved at a council level on this. It's more, they will then come to us with an agreed location. So I think that's something you might, if it's of issue to you, it looks like you just need to clarify that with.
Yeah.
Clearance.
Patrick Marco needs to clarify.
Yeah.
With
Rick.
Rick and Russell?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right, I can do that.
so I have a question. I have a question, please. So where are the dogs being housed? Are they going to be housed within the container complex?
Yes, the container site, I understand, is the actual building.
So that area for them to be exercised, it is further away from us, but it's only, Narita, are you aware of the fact that if the dogs are housed in the container, they're actually going to be closer to us?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So from the picture that we saw with Rick and Russell, they have flipped the yard for the dogs, but now it looks like the whole thing's been shunted.
Yeah, if you could just, I think it's a conversation throughout Mako and Rick to make sure you're comfortable with what the operation is going on, and then you tick it off, as a tenant.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. We can have that
It
conversation.
hasn't happened yet, though, has it?
No.
No.
It is getting pretty urgent.
Oh, I know, but you don't muck around. Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else anyone wants to discuss from the officers' report? Garrett, did you want to?
I've raised most of my issues.
Karen, sorry.
Just a couple of spelling mistakes. I don't know whether they can be changed, but my name hasn't been spelt correctly on page 34.
Oh, that's very important.
It's very important that.
Yes.
And then I noticed on page, what was it? They've spelt Power Road, P-A-H.
Yeah.
It needs to be P-A. Because remember we had all the street signs.
Yeah, it's shorthand for that's one.
What page is that on, Karen?
50. It doesn't have a page number. I'll just work it out. 62, 60. Maybe 57.
What's it under?
So it's this page here.
Oh, blue one.
Oh, blue one, okay, blue one.
It's top risks and issues of sites of significance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, half the week's
And it's
missing.
right down the bottom, in the middle of the blue table.
Got the-
Pa Road, Papawai, and it's PAH.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The only other thing I'd like to raise is this the Featherston wastewater
Yeah.
treatment plant. I'm very surprised to see that Wellington Water have actually made no progress. In fact, what they're proposing is what the entire town was in an uproar over, and they honestly believe it's a good idea to go back there.
And
Discharge to,
They don't care.
heat discharge.
We're going to have another 10 years of pollution going into our moana. What that doesn't sit comfortably with.
Yeah, well, you took it in their backyards.
I'm sorry.
She took it in their backyards, they're tipping it in ours.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, so what is the latest? I mean, I missed the Wellington Water.
You want to go or you want me to?
Sorry.
I'll let Garrett know, but I think it also may be worthwhile having one of the council officers come and talk to this.
Yeah.
Because I can assure you there's a level of frustration within the council as to what is being proposed and the progress that is being made. I need to tiptoe down here, but Garrett, really, this is not, we're not happy.
Alex and I are on a similar page, and the councillors are not happy. And it has been raised again in this report. It has been raised at a number of committees. I raised it at Featherston. Things, and let's just stick to the report. But the things that really concern me for this committee in particular is the short-term consent, para 1. The changes, this is the changes proposed and what has been discussed with mana whenua community and other stakeholders. This means their expectations may not be met. It means more than that. And I think to be very measured, this will be coming up at the next council.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to brief people quietly if you want to hear it. But that one really worried me. And some of the time lags worried me and the budgets worried me.
Yeah.
And as I say, councillors are on the same page and we are looking for a solution.
Yeah. There is a trial going on at the moment to improve the quality, and it apparently is working very well. But that trial, how long is that trial going to take?
It's going to go till June, and the idea is to reduce the ammonia levels because ammonia is really nasty in marine environment and really nasty if it's discharged to water. So we're going to try and convert the ammonia into nitrates, which is safer for fish, but still is a problem. And once again, it's another concern we've raised. Yeah.
Karen, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes, I was just wanting to find out what were the findings from the moving bed bioreactor trial that's been going on down there. So it's due to end at the end of June 2022.
Yes.
So we
Sorry?
haven't got those findings yet?
No.
Because
So
the trial's
put
still
that in- is it possible to put that on our action report?
Can I just say, Karen, I've been down a couple of times to watch the trial. Basically what we're doing is taking in contaminated water, putting it through this machine and then retesting as it comes out. There are some, its brief is to convert from ammonia to nitrates, which it is doing, but be aware this is only part of the whole process. We've still got to screen out the other solids and nasties. We've got to get rid of the pathogens, and that's further down the track with the UV. So it's just one small item in the process. Certainly Southern Cross Consulting are working on it, and we'll have access to those results. But it's just one part of that process, and I think we need to go agree with you.
Is that in the treatment plant?
No, it's on the side of the actual settling ponds. And so with the ponding before the water goes through the UV, you want to get rid of the ammonia. And this is a test plant to see if it works. And basically what it's doing is it attaches through a series of little plastic discs, and where you can grow a biological background to alleviate it.
Just ecology of it, like wastewater treatment plants and that. When you've got to ammonia, you're at the bottom of the heap by that stage. There's
Ammonia is really, really nasty stuff.
Yeah.
It is, ammonia is the killer because it takes away all the dissolved oxygen, so
You got it.
fish life can't live in there.
You got it, and it cannot be discharged. And that's what they're working on. So we're doing a dummy run on that and hopefully we'll have some positive results.
Yeah, the other complication to this is that the government has not set the standards with on what the receiving environment needs to get to. And until we receive those, are confident that those standards are set in law, and we're expecting them within a year to 18 months, we don't know that anything that we design will be still compliant after 18 months. So that's assisting in the stalling of the in front of the solution. Yeah.
Can I say the other concern?
Totally, could be $10 million in and saying stop.
The other concern would be in this document again, which is now public, the shortlist option budget 30 million for 215. I mean, that's look, our borrowing capacity doesn't allow us. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So Karen, yes,
And then we throw three waters into the mix of the eventual owner, runner and deliverer of the project will change in 24 months.
Yep.
So it's just a very complicated, horrible piece of, to be standing in with a consent issue and all this uncertainty.
Could I just throw one more thing on the table? When we talk about the discussions with Manawhanua, can we please work out exactly who is representing this committee and who is reporting back? And I think that it's become slightly muddy as to where the EB sit in their reporting process to this committee.
Well, there was the early discussions that Wellington Water always talked about, we've consulted with Manawhanua, so they've had spoken to Ra, and had spoken to Uripo, and both of them wrote back reports asking a whole lot of questions. They wanted more clarity on all sorts of things. That has never been followed up with. Wellington Water have never got back to it, and there's never been any answers to those questions. So it drives me crazy. It's really, really disrespectful.
That's definite.
It is disrespectful. Actually, you shouldn't be writing things like we've
But they're very quickly to write.
engaged with Manawhanua,
Yeah, well, yeah. And I don't want to speak disrespectful, but certainly this Māori Standing Committee vehicle is a much better way of making sure the boxes are ticked than possibly Wellington Water or Greater Wellington go and do it. So we've got to be mindful that we need to apply our lens on top of that and go, stop, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Does that help, Karen?
Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Yes, we are.
Now we have action on that. Aaron, you asked for something to be reported back as an action?
Yeah, I think we just raised one, haven't we?
Yeah.
The reports from Ra and
Okay.
Responses to those reports.
yeah, I think it's right up to Essex and Services straight away. Are you going to attend Essex Services?
Oh, it's just
In your diary.
No, the last one we missed because you got caught up.
Oh, I don't know.
You got zoomed out. You got zoomed out.
Zoomed out.
Yeah. Anyway, if you don't raise it, I'll raise it, but either way, it needs to be raised at Essex Services. But you might have
But you guys can back.
Was there any other action?
I would just for the council just to keep us up to speed with, the wider discussion.
And back
Yeah.
as to why Ra has not been given the information he asked for.
But on a separate matter, I don't know whether you've noticed, but these reports are getting better and better every year, with regards to the graphs and the information that's contained. If you compare this to one from 2 years ago, they're chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
You're almost getting too much information. But it's really good stuff.
And can I just throw in conclusion that the third map is well worth considering to give you an idea of how big the area is, and it's very close to Whakanokai and very close to other. I think there's actually
The third map.
Number 3 map, which is called
Page
concept.
73.
Yeah, mine's done.
Future expansion.
Yeah, future expansion in there, there's the block of bush in the middle is actually QE2.
Yeah.
And it's a halo with Totomokai and the race course.
Yeah.
So I think there's more, for this committee, there's definitely an interest I think we should be concerned about. And also that's where Donald's Creek goes through. So those things all need to be considered.
Don't forget though, and I'm going to put a rider on this one and don't take offence, but the golf course was purchased with the intention of wastewater treatment, and the location of Patumakai should be a defining factor.
Well, it's left out anyway.
Yeah.
There's also the route of the proposed multi-purpose trail from Featherston Town to Wairarapa Moana is not considered in this plan either, because it goes right past the old golf course, past our whare, and then it cuts over they're planning to put a bridge over the convergence of Donald's Creek and or Tauera Stream or Abbott's, whatever you know it as. So that might play some bearing on how they move forward on this plan.
Yeah.
Who's going to bring that up?
Yeah, who's going to make sure that we're.
I think it's a hierarchy of needs here as to the purpose of the purchase of the land and whether or not it is fit for purpose. That it will be a discussion between Three Waters and the Trails Trust.
It's actually not a Trails Trust project. It's a local community group in Featherston called Wairarapa Moana Trail Trust.
Okay, in which case we probably might enter those discussions now, looking at the future, whether there's a better route, given the potential ownership of the land and the use of the land. Cool?
Let's go through that. Can we put that as an action?
I think it should go back through Featherston Community Board. I know they're keen to do it.
I'd probably put it through, it should be raised at assets and services.
The land.
No, the route of the cycling trail and the use of the land.
Assets.
You think?
I'm just trying to get a local, I'm trying to get the community input.
Yeah.
It's actually it's utilising paper roads, so it's council land.
Yeah, it's council land. Yeah, you're right, Carol.
Yeah, I think that might be then a discussion with Bryce and Wellington Water on behalf of the Featherston Trail. Put it as an action item, so we don't get it.
Yeah,
okay, but I'll follow through on it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Who would be the best person from Featherston to contact? Right? No, that's it.
Say again?
Who would be the best person, like who is the Featherston Child Trust, person to contact about that?
Karen?
Do you know?
Oh, probably Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff Thurston.
Thurston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's leading it.
Yep, I'll see him.
Cool.
We've actually got a hui this week, so I'll raise that and alert them to the fact that they will be getting contacted.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Great.
Yeah.
I've got
Thanks,
to
Karen.
I'll own that.
Yeah, and then it's
Awesome.
the market, that's the project, halfway. So we're up to receiving the officer's report.
Yeah.
Do I have a mover to receive the report? Got Violet, do I have a seconder? All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, please say Cole. The motion is carried. Right, anything else from the officer's report before we finish?
Cheers.
No.
Cheers report.
Anything else, anybody? Just jump off the pages.
Not from the officer's report.
You got something else you want to talk about, Karen?
Alex, remember you asked me to email you and remind you that we would like the fence repaired down at Lake Domain entrance so the cows don't get in and eat all our plantings at the Hoogle site?
Yep.
Yep, and I forwarded that to Bryce and they put it on to, nothing's happened?
Nothing's happened.
Cool. I'll follow up on that again. Thanks for that.
Thanks. Yeah.
Just a note from Bryce, I had a conversation with him recently and he was just saying there are some pieces of work that they're trying to do at the moment, they just cannot get supplies.
Yeah.
So there's a few things that they have. They can't.
The posts are actually there. They just need to rewire the fence.
Right, that's cool.
Cool.
And the other question I have around that domain is around the Hoogle plot is it possible to get the to ask Bryce if they could include that area in their mowing program? Because the grass is seeding into the Hoogle plot and we're busy trying to weed it and it's a constant battle. So the community's trying to weed it, but the council won't mow the grass, so the grass seed flies into the Hoogle.
If you could flick Harry an email, CC me, I think that's the appropriate discussion, not through MSC, but certainly.
Who do I email? Sorry?
Harry and myself. So Harry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, will do.
Okay. Anything else? Come on.
No.
I think we're going to close our week. I'm going to throw it open. Does anyone have a karakia they'd like to close us off with? Oh, okay, we'll go with our that we have. Unu here, ki te uru tapuni, kia wā, te ngā te tinana, wairua, I te ara whakatui, koia rā, te momo. Whairia, ki ronga, tutu, whakapaua kia tina, tēnā, hui e. Thank you, everybody.
It's a record, isn't it?
Thank you, Chair.
It's not bad.
Oh, I think the workshop was worthwhile because we actually got,
Yeah.
we got the messy stuff out there.
Yeah.